Hi, I'm Lisa Singer. I am the Deputy Editorial Director at Media Post, and this is Brand Insider BTS, where I get to pull back the curtain on some of the most influential women marketers today. And with me, I have Cherie Boldt, and she is the Director of Marketing at Krispy Kreme. Hey, Cherie.
Hi,
Hi. And
glad to join you.
well, I'm glad you could. And I always say with me, which I wish it was with me, but we will be with each other in
Yes, soon.
over a month now, maybe a month and a half for the retail summit. So I'm excited to actually meet you in person then.
Me too.
Yeah, no, that would be great. So, well, I want to find out about, I mean, obviously I love hearing about how people start their career and what forth, but right now I sort of want to find out a little bit more about you right now. And Krispy Kreme, let's stick with that theme. You guys are all about, saying food is a force of good and it's inspiring to, lead a healthy and adventurous life. So what food is a force of good for you that inspires you to lead a healthy life?
Well, and I don't mean to sound biased right now, Lisa, but I love crispy fruit. I love crispy fruit by Krispy Kreme because it is just a healthy, it's just pure fruit. It's 100% pure fruit, nothing added, no, just one single ingredient, right? And it snacks like a chip though. So it really, helps that craving for something crunchy, something crispy.
Yep.
And, you can eat a whole bag and it's under 100 calories. So you don't have to feel guilty about it. And we are a nation of snackers, right? With, a lot of people snacking more than 5 times a day, which is, particularly with the younger generations coming up, snacking more and more, right? So it's just, I love it. It's a great healthy snack that I can have and not feel guilty about it. So, not trying to just make this uber Krispy Kreme, but it's true. And I love the new Pina Picante.
Oh, geez.
Right here, which is our newest product line. And it's just so delicious. It's got a very robust flavor with a bit of a kick, some nice spices, really good stuff.
Well, you are a true marketer inside and out. It has to come out. No, and I totally appreciate that. And to be honest, I was sort of expecting it, which is sometimes why I think to say not from Krispy Kreme. I forgot to say that. So, but
I do like other foods though, Lisa. I won't lie to you, but those are kind of my go-to snacks now.
That's and hey, you've got plenty around you, so why not? It's an easy thing for you to grab, and it is good. So
definitely.
But I also, in terms of part of what you're all about, what Krispy Kreme is all about, is also just having adventures. Being around and so. Is there an adventure maybe that you've had recently that you can share with us?
Recently, okay. This is an adventure that's work related again, but it is probably my most recent adventure. We recently launched the Pina Picante product line at Expo West. And we, it hadn't been in retail yet or anything. We, obviously internally, we all loved this new product, this new kind of spicy pineapple, right? But we didn't really know what the reaction was going to be from, a large group of potential buyers and consumers, right? When we got to Expo West, we did luck out. We had a great spot, but it was nonstop. People, we almost ran out of product. We brought so much with us, but the reaction from people was so incredibly positive. None of us really knew what it was going to be, but it was a huge adventure because we were constantly, opening bags, getting out the tongs, putting them in cups, putting in the toothpicks, and we couldn't keep up with the demand. It was just, people were just loving it. So, it was very exciting. It was a very, moving 3 days. And when I say moving, we never stopped.
And that's awesome. And I want to though sort of venture away from work and an adventure you may have had, and maybe it's been recent, maybe something, an adventure that has been one of the ones in your life that really stick out for you. And maybe you even, faced challenges that you might not have, or did something different, like what a true adventure that you have experienced?
Well, Lisa, my biggest adventure in my life has been raising my two daughters. There is nothing really that compares with not only the challenges, but the rewards that go along with it. And recently moving my baby out to the Big Apple, she recently graduated college, and just seeing them thrive and grow into their own. And to me, that was the biggest adventure of my life.
Wow, that's and so. But how was it? Kind of dropping her off in New York City. Was there a fear involved, or how are you feeling about all that?
So honestly, I felt that she ended up in a good area. She's in Soho, so it's cute boutiques, restaurants. It's a great area, and she was so excited to begin her life as an adult there. It was it was exciting, but a bit choking up a little bit, right? But yeah, it brought a lot of emotions to the surface, but it was really a beautiful, wonderful moment to see her take on. It's always been her dream. So to be able to know that I helped her achieve that was incredibly fulfilling to me.
That's awesome. Now, where are you located? So how far away?
I'm actually in Wisconsin. I am west of Milwaukee. So, and interestingly, at Krispy Kreme, we're kind of all over the place, which is great. And we have such a diverse group of people on our team that I just love it. It's wonderful.
That's great. So, well, now let's get into your career in terms of, I think it's interesting that you started working at a company that produced lawnmower engines.
Oh, yeah.
And then
how hard it is to make a bottle of oil look sexy, Lisa.
It's a big kind of lawnmower engines and healthy food snacks. So a lot happened in between. So talk about that and how your career evolved.
Yeah. So, I started big Fortune 500 company in the marketing area, working on all of their retail parts and accessories. And, I really love that aspect of being creative. Creativity is like a must have for me. My team will, they'll tease me. I'll come to them and say, hey, I have an idea. And they're like, no, not you. You never have ideas. But I love to create. I love to come up with strategies and campaigns and whatnot. So I started there. I ended up moving to a cookware company and loved that too. And as I grew through my career, I ended up losing that position due to the economic downturn. And as devastated I was from losing that position, it actually put me in a place where I had to really think about what do I want to do next. And that is how I started creating my own company, by just really starting to freelance and doing the things that I enjoy the most, being creative. So it was a godsend, right?
Right. Well, and so talk about that. I mean, was that always something that you aspired to do, to start your own business at some point? Was that in the back of the mind, and this just kind of pushed it forward, accelerate?
I think it was in the back of my mind, Lisa. But I just, you're living your life, you're raising your kids, you're, just, doing everything you need to do, and sort of sometimes it gets put on the back burner, right?
Yeah.
But then I was in a position where, okay, the back burner is now the front burner, so I better figure it out, right?
Yeah.
So as I said, it was a blessing in disguise, and allowed me to then really focus on the areas of marketing and all of the creative strategy and the things that I really enjoyed the most. That I was able to focus on those aspects of my career.
What now? Did that help you expand what you were able to then bring to the next job when you were ready to go back into, to Krispy Kreme and be part of an organization again?
Absolutely. I have such a wide breadth of experience. I have sat on both sides, right? I've been on the purchasing side, I've been on the selling side. So, having sat in the purchasing seat, I know what people are looking for. I know how to get to the bottom line much quicker than taking somebody through this long, laborious presentation that they really don't care. Just like, get to the point. What can you offer me that is different, unique, and a value, right? So, having been on both sides of the desk, I get it. And I think that brings a lot of value to whatever I'm doing, really.
That's great. Now, I want to get back to your with your website, which is again, it's all about, it's Krispy Green, so it's very much about a healthy living, healthy lifestyle, not just what you eat, but what you do. And there is a blog that you guys have called Life Bites that you
It's Smart Life Bites.
oh, Smart Life Bites.
Yes,
And
correct.
so it's talking about just different ways to integrate, some sort of healthy, whether it be through food or through behavior or whatever that may be. So talk about that. Is there something in your routine that maybe whether it's when you wake up or before you go to bed or just throughout the day or whatever it may be, is there something that you've held on to that you find makes you it's not even necessarily an exercise thing and maybe it's a mind thing, whatever it may be, but it brings you some sort of a healthier or more beneficial feeling throughout the day.
So absolutely. I'm glad you brought this up, Lisa, because the article that we just published there was how to a healthy jumpstart to your morning.
Hmm.
One of the items in there was, drink water before you drink coffee, which is ironic. That's something I've been doing for years. So it's like, oh, I've been doing this right. um, but for me, that's just one piece of it. I'd love to get outside. I'd love to get outdoors. I love sunshine. So in the morning, I take my puppy. Well, he's actually a year old now. So I take him for a nice walk in the morning, and that just helps to clear my head, gets the blood moving, right? Gets the juices rolling. So I like to do that. And then I read my verse of the day, and I pray and meditate on how I can use that to make the most of my day. So that's how I start every day. And it really keeps me centered and focused
Do you feel
and
like,
healthy.
well, that's what I was going to say. Do you feel like when you wake up, because I know I need to get into my healthy comes more later in the day. I'm not a morning person, but there are times when I do something in the morning where I'm just like, okay, let me just get whatever it may be done, whether it's some exercise or just stretching or just whatever it may be. And I do feel better throughout the day. So I really want to train myself to start doing more, at least even little steps in the morning to do more. Do you feel if you say skip any of that you it sort of throws you for the rest of the day?
Yeah, it does. And that just reminded me, Lisa, too, something I read years ago. I think it was written by a general in the military. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he said, just by doing a routine, just making your bed the first thing when you get up, if you do that every day consistently, it makes a difference. And you know what? So I thought, okay, I'm going to test this out. I mean, sometimes I would make my bed, sometimes I wouldn't, but I really got in the mindset, I am making my bed first thing every day, no matter what.
Hmm.
And it's a little thing, but it makes a difference. It really does. There's a lot of positivity that comes your way when you stay committed to doing something healthy on a regular basis.
Yeah, no, I agree, and it does. As I said, I mean, even this morning, I did. I like was just like, oh, I'm doing my exercises, some more stretch type things, and
Yep.
and it just felt good. Like it was just, it's not my, like I'll do more later, but it just like you almost feel like you have to do it all. Like I
You
just
don't
want
have
to
to
go out
run a
and do an hour
marathon.
workout, in
Yeah.
the morning.
Yeah.
I'm just not that person. But to just do a little bit of it, it really, I made me more okay. I'm ready to hit the day. So I'm working on it. I just
Yeah. And
say
hey,
now.
those little bits all add up, and
Yep.
it makes a difference.
Yep. No, I agree. What about as far as, being in part of a brand, and especially, I mean, you guys obviously are standing for a lot in what you are all about, being healthier and more sustainable and really just bringing that kind of light to the world. But,
Mhm.
and I do think today brands are being expected to step up more, to consumers are expecting
Absolutely.
more from brands. But what is in the sense of like, do marketers, because those expectations can change, they can fluctuate through, there's trends, there's things that go on. How much is a brand responsible to continue adapting to those changes, or when is it time to, okay, that's not really us, but we need to be a part of this? I mean, what's the role as a brand?
That is a great question, especially nowadays when so many brands are just jumping on bandwagons, right? Oh, here's the newest thing everybody's talking about. Okay, yeah, we stand for that. What I love about Krispy Kreme is it is authentic. That's one of our core values. Krispy Kreme is authentic. Our first core value is respect all people. Everything flows from that, right? Everything almost in life kind of flows from that, in my opinion. So our mission is using food as a force for good. We do that on many levels. We do that by the product that we produce, the quality of our product, everything that is associated with our product. We are very cognizant too of what our consumers want. We do a lot of research. For this particular product line, Pina Picante, we're kind of going after Gen Z. We know Gen Z is more prone to being concerned about the environment and social causes and things of that nature. We have some that we stand for. Certainly, we're all about the environment. We've done some other programs where we supported some local businesses during the pandemic, and tried to help lift people in the community. So we really stand behind the respect all people. We stand behind our core mission of using food as a force for good. We provide donations to many different groups that come to us, and that we can help out. We're part of Feeding America. We do donations to Feeding America. We work with a group called Healthy Family Project and do some different programs with them. So it's all about authenticity. Our CEO and founder, she is very, very authentic. The whole reason she started this company was to be able to provide some kind of snack, produce-based snacks that are, actually healthful, and help to fight a lot of the diseases that we see in our country nowadays from eating poorly. So, that's the core and the heart of the company. And we really try and follow through with that in every aspect.
Yeah, no, but I think what you said is, like, as you said, that has been part of your core value since the beginning. That is what your
Yes,
CEO
absolutely.
about. So by taking with those, you expand to what's happening now and what you need to be a voice for. But at the same
Correct.
time, you're staying true to what you are. And I think
Correct.
that's what you said in the beginning. You started off with someone just jumping on every bandwagon. And I mean,
Correct.
you can't do that. I mean, there are certain that there's no reason you shouldn't be on it. I mean, there are certain, just as you said, basic good people, like, being
Yes.
a person who
Yes.
values everyone and every life and and everything. But as far as how you go about it needs to be done in an authentic way. And I think that's,
Yeah. And we have a very loyal customer base. Our social media is very robust, and we talk to our customers. We really have this wonderful relationship with them, and it's growing all the time. So I think we're doing something right.
That's great. All right, now I want to step away from a little bit off I like to ask, this is something that someone asked me once, and so it just made me, okay, this is kind of cool. I want to hear what other people say. So if you could live in any time period, when would it be?
I knew you were going to ask me that. So honestly, as a woman, I cannot think of a better time to be living than now. We have much more opportunity than I think in any other age, right? But I will admit there's a part of me that thinks it might have been fun to be around during like the 1920s flapper kind of era. I got a little bit of a rebellious spirit in me, Lisa. So part of me thinks that that could have been kind of fun and glamorous.
So what's a rebellious thing that maybe you've done, or that you just kind of went outside your comfort zone?
Oh my goodness. Well, I started actually in the entertainment field. I was a rock and roll singer for
Oh,
a long
really?
time. So yeah, so I've always kind of had that spirit in me. Yeah, and just the fact that throughout my life it hasn't been this perfect linear trajectory that a lot of lives are. I kind of have gone to many places and gone in many directions, and it's all led me here. So
Wow. Well, I can't just let the rock star
oh
go
no.
by. Like, so what kind, I mean, rock music, like what kind? How did you dress? Like, was it a band? Was it you alone?
Oh
Like,
yeah, I had been in bands. And interestingly, when I was in the lawnmower company, Forbes magazine, this is probably about 20 years ago, they hosted a band of the corporate bands, a battle of the corporate bands at the Rock and Roll Hall in Cleveland, at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
yeah.
And so we went there, and it was actually a competition of bands from different companies. It
Really?
was just, yeah, it was just a hoot. We went there. We actually did that like 3 years in a row. It was just so much fun. Yeah.
Was your band always from within the organization, the lawnmower organization, or did
Well, that
you
no,
start
I had been
under
in
that?
I had been in other ones,
Okay.
but that one was the one that brought me. I mean, I didn't think that working at this place was going to bring an opportunity on that side of my life, but it did, and it was a hoot. It was so much fun.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
we came in
What are the go-to
second
songs?
place, I think.
Came in
Yeah,
what place?
second place.
Very
Mhm,
good.
mhm.
Okay. And what were the go-to songs?
So what were the songs that I sang? I think I sang oh, a song by Patti Smith. I can't think of the name of it right now. And I sang, I think, a Stevie Nicks song, and I forgot the other. Oh, we did we did Paradise by the Dashboard Light,
Really? That's
which was so
awesome.
much fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Very cool. You need to now get Krispy Green having their own rock group together.
Mm,
Just
I
got
don't know. You're not gonna air this stuff, are you, Lisa?
this get there. Yes, it does.
Okay.
All right. Well, if you weren't, I want to ask you, if you couldn't be a marketer, now maybe is that the answer? You'll be a rock and roll singer, but if you couldn't be a marketer, what would you be?
So I would be doing something where I was creating something fun and inspiring. I get very involved in some of the videos that we do at the company, and I just love being able to be creative. So whether it be writing music or writing a script or something, particularly something that has some fun in it. I have a big sense of humor that I really I like to make people happy. I like to make people smile.
That sounds great. You could open your own content, um, you know, in agency where you're creating people's,
Yeah.
whether it be social media or for ads or whatnot, but create the content and the writing for them. So
Hmm.
we have
Hmm.
you have your next, no, in a little time,
Possibly.
not well after Krispy Green, but
Yeah. Who knows?
but that is definitely doable. Well, Cherie,
Mhm.
thank you so much. I really appreciate
Thank
you
you.
talking with me and sharing your story.
Thank you, Lisa. It was my pleasure.
Great. And thank you for watching. And as I always say, we're always looking, or I'm always looking for a marketer, a woman marketer who you feel sort of influences or is really shows so much to this industry that her story you'd want to hear. And I would love to tell it. So just let me know and I will do my best. And again, thank you, Cherie.
Thank you.